Hi, this is Josh and Ben, and today I'm going to teach him how to shuffle poker chips. The functionality of this task is going to be for you to show off in front of your friends next time you play poker.
Sounds good.
Alright, so basically we're going to take 2 stacks of 3 chips, and I'm just going to model the whole task right now. 4 fingers go on the outside, lift up the middle, and then we push it together. And by the end we should have 1 chip stacked on top of the other. So now we're going to break it up in part. We're going to move the chips out of the way completely. And we're going to just kind of practice getting into this grip. So get our 4 fingers in a rectangle and have that middle finger up. Good. I'm just going to place them in the right position. And then from here, I just want you to squeeze those 4 together. Just those 4 though. Leave that middle finger out of it. And we're going to practice that. It's a little tricky. So make sure we get a nice good looking rectangle, and then squeeze the fingers together in the middle. Good. Get some even pressure. Now the other thing I want you to do is keep those fingers on the table the whole time. Just kind of slide them across the table. So, hold on. Excellent. Now squeeze, and make sure you go back to that position. Perfect rectangle. And squeeze. Try to slide them all at the same time. Great, so this is an example of block practice. We're going to practice this whole skill in part. We're going to do mass practice, so we're going to master each skill and then move on to the next one until we can complete that whole task without any rest time. And then the task is going to be performed the same way each time, so it's going to be a constant task. Alright, so that looks pretty good. So now we're going to move on to the chips. So the next part about that is making that rectangle around our 6 chips here. You see? Just make that position. Now watch this 4th finger. Make sure it kind of slides over there. Now we're going to do that same motion, but this time we're going to lift up the middle so that you can see. And then we're going to push the chips in at the same time, and it's a little hard to do slow, so you're going to just lift up the chips to start out with, okay?
Okay.
Just practice lifting up those chips and maintaining a little bit of pressure. Okay, just pushing in just a little, kind of working on that control a little bit. That's perfect. Good, now make sure this 4th finger good, and let them fall all the way back down each time. Right, so remember, keep those 4 fingers on the table the whole time, and we're just lifting up a little bit with that middle finger, but all the other 4 fingers are going to stay on the table. And you should feel the moments want to naturally slide into each other. That's normal.
Okay.
And that's okay. Good, so go ahead and do that 10 more times. Make sure we get into a nice rectangle. Bring it back down. Get this 4th finger back into that rectangle for me. Just a little more on the outside. So you almost want to kind of move your wrist to the left or the right side a little bit, so you're kind of coming at it from an angle so you can get that nice claw grip. Okay. Good, that looks better. So with those pinky and 4th digit, we want to make sure that we're just lifting up the middle of the chips, but we're keeping the sides of the chips on the table for just now, for right now. Good, perfect. And drop them. Now let's do that 5 more times, just like that. Drop them. Good. 1 more. Good, alright. Check out the hand real quick. Next up, we're going to throw in the whole motion. So, lift up with the middle fingers, kind of let the chips fall on top of each other, and you should get a nice little stack. So lift up, Push in at the same time, slide together. Lift up just the middle, keep the ends on the table. Slide all 4 fingers together and push in. So, don't worry about pushing all of them together at the beginning. So you should kind of come into this middle state where they're all kind of lined up like so. And that just requires a little bit of pressure. And once they're in that position, you can readjust and then push them together. Ooh, close. Remember to keep all 4 fingers on the table the whole time. Just push in just a little. Nice. Keep pushing. Remember to move that middle finger away from the chips. That middle finger is not applying any pressure afterwards. Alright, so I'm going to try and help you with this movement. So go ahead and get into that position. My fingers are starting to hurt too. Leave the chips on the ground for now. Lift up a little bit, just in the center, and then push. Relax that middle finger. Alright, let's try again. We're going to get in that claw grip. Lift up just the middle. Let go of that middle finger. And push at the same time. Throw the middle finger and push. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
I did. Do it again.
Oh, there we go. All right. Keep practicing that until we have it well under control. So right now he's in the cognitive stage, and he has been as we've been going through this. So we have in a nice, quiet, stable environment, providing feedback during the movement, so knowledge of performance, and giving him knowledge of results at the end. But hopefully not enough to overwhelm him. Go ahead and give me 10 more good ones. Awesome. All right, so this is an example of continuous practice. We just took him to a stage. We had him practice until he finished the entire task and could perform it correctly. So now we're going to increase the difficulty and make it just a little bit more challenging for him by adding 1 more chip to each stack. And have him try again. Good, so maintain that pressure on all 4 sides. Awesome, so just a little extra tidbit when you add more chips. It's kind of the same thing with the 3, but a little easier to handle. But those chips are going to want to kind of slide out to the side. So instead of maintaining like a pressure, you're just kind of holding your fingers in place. Prevent those from sliding out. All right, we'll give him 1 more try at this. All right, so I would say he was still at the cognitive stage. We didn't quite reach the associate stage of learning. But that's all we have time for today. So thank you, Ben.
Not a problem. Thank you for teaching me.